Welcome to the Empathy Empire podcast. My name is Kiran Roberts and it's so good to be with you today. I woke up this morning feeling pretty tired and I thought, what I want to speak about today, I want to share value and bring value to your life and your experience and your journey. And I thought about why I'm tired and it made me want to talk about sacrifice. Sacrifice is an interesting thing when you break it down, and the thoughts that I want to share with you today aren't thoughts that I've come up with on my own. As they say, there is nothing new under the sun, but they're thoughts that you may not have thought about. When we think about time, we live on this linear landscape where we move forward through time. We can't go back, we can't go forward. We are stuck in this perpetual state where we are neither in the past or the future. We are in this weird space called the present, and it doesn't really make sense, but that's where we are. And we can't control the future. Now, when we think about sacrifice, I think sacrifice is one of the only ways we can control the future with the present. And this is something that Dr. Jordan Peterson has talked significantly about and much more deeper and more coherent than me. But I want to share the idea with you nonetheless. This idea of sacrifice. What is sacrifice and how can we use it to actually determine the future that we want? Well, when you think about sacrifice, fundamentally, the definition of sacrifice is giving up something in the present to gain something in the future. Think about that. Whatever it may be, it is giving up. It is sacrificing something in the moment, whether that be time, money, experiences, friendships, relationships. You could go on and on. We can sacrifice anything. Sacrifice essentially is giving up something, but for a purpose. It is to gain something that you can't get now, but want to get in the future. And let's talk about that. Let's discuss that. Let's talk about something that I've been experiencing recently. And the reason why I'm tired is time. I am so tired at the moment. And that's just my honest truth. I'm running this Page Empathy Empire podcast, but this is a really expression of what I'm doing in the background. And I've told you that this podcast is really part of the podcast is me documenting my journey of building a business with my girlfriend. And the business we're building, which no one knows about, most people think it's just an Instagram page, is taking a lot of work. Anyone that has dipped their toe into building a business or entrepreneurship knows that it is ridiculously tiring and energy draining if you're not careful. There's accounting, there's marketing, there's content creation, there's communication, the list goes on. And we've had to develop systems and practices around building this business. And this is a space we've never delved in before. I believe that I have the skills and Nicole has the skills to build a business. I think we're going to be successful. I believe that's where God is calling us in this season, but it's so new to us. And so we are having to sacrifice things in order to gain something in the future. What do we want to gain? Well, that's where we started. We thought, what do we want from this business? Primarily, we want to help people. And really, we decided that the focus of this business should be manifested through what Nicole wants and what Nicole is doing, because I love the business aspect. That's how I'm being fulfilled, running the business. But in terms of what the business does, we want to empower and support women. And that's what we're doing. That's how we're building the business. And in order to achieve that success, we need a couple of things. We need to be financially secure. We need to build the attention to actually sell and build a business and bring value to people. I mean, we still need to make money and make a living, but ultimately we want to empower women. So we need to build attention so there is an audience to sell to. We need to be financially secure, and we need to build content and create content and build value in order to bring to people. Otherwise, we have nothing to give. If we have the attention and nothing to give, what's the point? All of that takes a tremendous amount of time and energy. And we realize that if we want the platform to build and grow for people, if we want something, we needed to sacrifice things in the present. And for us, it's been really difficult. We've had to sacrifice time together. We've had to sacrifice time chilling together to build our business. We've had to sacrifice sleep, We've had to sacrifice time with friends. We've had to sacrifice friends themselves. It has been a very, very hard journey, but that is the beauty of sacrifice. It is the only way you get to control the future, because in sacrificing in the present, you are saying, I'm giving up something now to gain something in the future. I'm giving up my time now. I'm giving up my energy now. I'm giving up maybe my friendships now to gain something in the future that I want. And it can be selfish, Plenty of people give up their time and energy and whatever to gain something for themselves selfishly. Now, that is a part of it for us. We are building a business to support us and our future family. But at the end of the day, we are doing it to bring value and to empower the people that consume the content that we want to create. And we realize that in order for that to happen, we need to sacrifice. Sacrifice is a fundamental aspect of building business. It's a fundamental aspect of building personal development. It doesn't matter what you want to do. If you want to help people, if you want to build a business, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a teacher, if you want to be effective in your purpose through the passions that you have and the calling that God has given you and the DNA that you have been gifted with, you need to make sacrifices. And that doesn't mean it's easy. It's very hard to make sacrifices because it's often giving up things that make us happy in the moment. I want nothing more than to spend as much time as I can with Nicole. I mean, I love this woman more than anyone in the world, and I just want to spend every second I can with her. But I realize that if I have a vision, we need to sacrifice some of that to get what we want, to pursue our purpose. And I talk about this in the book that we're creating for Naked Billy, and some of you have this book. When we think about life, we want to choose paths that make us happy. And I want to caveat what happy means to me. Happy is the long-term path that brings us meaning and fulfillment. And that's a two-pronged approach, in my opinion, that relates back to sacrifice. In terms of the long term, you need to choose a path that makes you happy. In terms of the day-to-day, you need to do things that make you better. And doing things that make you better will come at the expense of doing things that make you happy as a state of mind. Watching Netflix, playing games, chilling, sleeping is all things that make you happy in terms of your state of mind, but they will not fulfill the calling and make you happy on the long term. So choose a path that makes you happy long term, but do the things that make you better in the moment. And in order to do the things that make you better, the things that challenge and stretch you, you will need to sacrifice. I don't know where you are in life, what you are doing, what your calling looks like, or how God is being manifested within who you are and where you are going and where He is leading you, but you will need to sacrifice. You may need to sacrifice friends. Maybe you have friends that are amazing to hang out with and have fun with, but they're not challenging you, they're not stretching you, they're not supporting you. Maybe you have friends that want to party all the time and you feel this deeper ambition and potential to fulfill a deeper calling and to help people. Maybe you have an addiction to games or Netflix and it's genuine and you just can't stop, and it's at the expense of your purpose and your potential and your calling. You will need to sacrifice. And it is hard. Sacrifice is never easy. But there's a sister to sacrifice, and that's discipline. And I'll talk about that on the next episode. If you want to really understand sacrifice, if you want to really understand work ethic and building something for yourself, you need to understand discipline. But you need to understand sacrifice fundamentally. If you want something, you need to sacrifice. And so may you go in this week understanding that. May you go in this week embracing that. And not be embarrassed or shy to really audit your life. You may need to cut ties with people. You may need to stop doing things that you've done in the past that bring you moments of happiness. You need to choose a path that makes you happy, a path that brings meaning and purpose to your life. And in the daily, you need to do things that make you better. For us, that's building a business. It's creating content. I've got an eye twitch. That's just me, that's stress. And that's not a good thing. I'm not saying be stressed or burnt out, but it's a sign that I'm working as hard as I can, and that's a sign that maybe I need to back off. I'm sacrificing too much at the expense of myself. If you've read my book and if you want a copy, you can message me. Self-awareness is a big aspect of it, and it's being self-aware of everything. Self-aware of when you're going too hard and too slow. My eye's twitching, I may be going too hard. But you need to sacrifice. And when you do, you are giving up something in the moment to gain something in the future, and that's never a bad thing. If it is in line with your self-awareness of your calling, the season, your DNA, your passions, and your purpose to help people. God bless you. Thank you for listening to the Empathy Empire podcast. I hope you are building empathy empires in your life, looking to God and asking, where can I deploy love and kindness to the people? God bless you. Thanks for tuning in.
Let the light keep it shining. Let it break into the darkness. All the love